Mm.
Hey Mark, it's Mark Turcott and Diane Neto from Real Estate News and Views. And today we're going to talk about the Carney housing plan and how it's going to fix all our housing problems in Ontario, Mark. Or
Well,
Canada.
yeah, that's Ontario, Canada. Yeah, it's a quite extensive plan. I think it's some good parts, and there's some like what? But we're gonna go through with the viewers. We've identified a few key parts in that we want to go through and show the viewers and maybe give our input on it, which is kind of good, and our spin on it and see. But yeah, let's go from there. And remember, folks, hit the subscribe button. We love subscriptions on there, notifications going right to your YouTube notifications so you get our videos all the time. And anyone's looking for a free home evaluation, click the link in the front of our descriptions. Anyone wants a custom list of tailored homes that meets their price point and needs, we can arrange that. So let's take a look.
Yeah. So he's saying that they had we had the housing crisis after World War II and they built all those wartime bungalows and stuff, which, did happen.
Yeah.
Um So they're trying to build faster, smarter, and with more affordability.
And 500,000 a year. That's a big number, Diane.
Yes,
That's
it is.
and please find the part where we talk about federal lands, where we talk about municipalities being involved. This is just not a lot of municipalities have to be on board. Provincial have to be on board. Like it's
I
easy to
know it's a
plan like
huge
this, but it's massive. I just that's the part that scares me. Probably never
well,
get.
they're going to create an entity called Build Canada Homes that would act as developer overseeing the construction of affordable housing. And it's going to be a lean, mission-driven organization, and it will provide tens of billions in financing for new affordable housing projects across the country. But what they're talking about doing, um, it will also be a standalone entity, so it won't be part of the CMHC. Um, they're going to supply 25 billion in debt financing and 1 billion in equity financing to innovative Canadian prefabricated home builders, though.
Right.
So
So
this is one of the sticking points with me because I actually was going to do sales in this area and I went to a factory that does the prefabricated homes.
yeah,
Everything is done in those factories.
that's right.
Like he's talking about getting, construction workers back working and putting more jobs out there and getting, more electricians working and more framers working. And the problem is with prefabricated homes, everything is done in the factories.
Correct.
They
Correct.
come drywalled and everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep. And we see some of these communities in our region. Yep. We see lots in Wasaga Beach. We see lots in Innisfil, right?
Innisfil.
Sandy Cove, right?
Yep.
Me, there's gonna is it affordable housing? Yep, for some. But will that average person that say, no, I shouldn't say even average, that person that maybe has a child at home, mom works at Tim Hortons, dad works in manufacturing or whatever, will that demographic be able to afford a prefab home? They're gonna be four or five hundred thousand dollars plus probably $600-700 in fees.
Well, when I went to I did not take that job because of the fact of how much they wanted. I
They're
mean, it was
not
10 or
cheap.
15 years ago and they wanted 3 or 400,000 for the house just then.
Right. And then I question as part of it too on federal lands, and then what infrastructure is set up there.
I know. Well, so so the other thing he's saying though, 10 billion in low cost financing and grants that will funnel into different affordable home building streams. So I think deeply affordable housing, supportive housing, indigenous housing, and shelters. So like deeply affordable housing money will be used to help build housing for students and seniors.
See, I just watched the one on YouTube with CTV, right? And it talked, he didn't go into that much detail about that, right? Like this is a big undertaking, and I really feel there's a demand for it for affordable housing in this country today. Yes, but at what cost? And who's? It's easy to sit up there and roll out a plan like this. This is a big undertaking.
Well, Mark, we will immediately develop homelessness reduction targets with every province and territory to inform housing first investments, improve access to treatment, and end encampment community by community.
Hmm.
How are we gonna, you know what I want to know? There's hundreds and hundreds of rentals right now. The rental market in Toronto is going for shit. There's
Yep,
all kinds of rentals available.
there is, but they're not affordable though.
But Mark, how does he control the market? How do you control
He
the real
doesn't.
estate market?
He doesn't. It can't be. Will this help out, that family surviving on minimum wage? Yeah, it would help them. But will they be, they won't be owners.
Well, this
They
is the
won't be
thing.
qualified. So if there was programs set up for them to say, hey, the government's going to guarantee or back that security. Okay. That could help out. We
Yeah.
could make the payments affordable. We could have lower interest rates on it. But to say to build all this at the funds that are going to be doing that is astronomical. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty easy for someone to go up there and sit up there and talk about how great this is, but I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't give us enough details. This is brand new, and it's just going to be one of those election promises that may never get done. Let's be honest now,
Well, he's also saying,
because housing's the number one thing that the liberals didn't deliver on
yes.
affordable housing. So it's a
Well,
sticky spot with the younger voters.
he's saying the first of these proposals that promise to cut municipal development charges in half for a period of 5 years by helping cities make up the cost of that lost revenue. The proposal said would reduce the cost of a two-bedroom apartment in Toronto by $40,000. Well, a apartment in Toronto is over $1 million. So 40,000 isn't doing shit, Mark.
Yeah, it's
It for the average buyer, that's not going to do anything.
like this. It's too, what this. It's such. It's just a different setup right now, right? We have a, we have a lot of available inventory today, but we don't have a lot of available affordable inventory today.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, right? So this is really segregated to, on a income level in a sense where it could help them. Is it going to help the kids in children get into university and make 125 grand a year to get into they're not moving to modular homes. We're just not going to.
Well, the thing is, the modular homes that aren't going to be close to jobs. I don't know where they're going to find the land. Like,
That's the thing where he talked about where it's in federal lands, where are federal lands? And then where's the infrastructure? Where's the sewers? Where's the roads? Where's the street lights?
well, you
The
know what,
service.
Mark? You know
On and
that
on and
big
on.
building? They said they're going to build that big building on the corner of Rose and near the Highway 400 where the cop station used to be.
Right. Yeah.
And they're going to build this huge big thing for subsidized housing.
Yeah.
Where are those kids going to school?
No idea.
Like, I was thinking about that. Like, so you're going to put up this giant thing, subsidized housing. You're going to have a bunch of kids there.
There's gonna be children there.
Where the hell are the schools beside the 400? Where are they going?
Well, they're not going to be. There's no schools there, but there's schools close by. I don't think that's a real issue,
Like
right?
Thea's school, Thea goes to school in that area. It's like full.
Yeah.
Like
Part of
you're going to have a big influx.
there's going to be some influx. That's normal. Okay, what's going on here? The Housing Accelerator Fund first announced during the 2021 election campaign introduced. So again, now we're 4 years later, and the 22 federal budget allocates 4 billion in funding until 26, 20 to prompt more home building in cities. We're not seeing homes being built in the city. There's lots of little gaps into, I do think this is great, but there's so many friggin' holes in this thing that what we're in today. What's the economic situation today? Yeah, it's
Okay, well, they're saying here
right.
too, I know the Liberals are also planning to bring back a tax incentive that was introduced in 1974 and ended in 1981 called the multiple unit rental building cost allowance. It allowed investors to claim depreciation and certain other costs of an apartment building against unrelated income. It was credited with encouraging the construction of about 195,000 units at a cost of 2.4 billion in foregone taxes that they're going to lose. Although the CMHC said there are some questions about the program's true influence. So this is another problem is they're going to reinstate that to allow investors to do more renting and to, get more people in the market of being landlords. But we have too many rentals on the market right now anyway because they're too
But
friggin'
but these investors, they're going to be building multiple units. They're not your average investor. Yeah, they're not your average investor that's going to build 50 units today.
no, but they're also going to have to probably meet the requirements of affordable housing.
Well, they're going to have to if they're going to want to get the tax initiatives and tax stuff. Yeah, they're going to have to for
Right.
sure.
And so what happened is they were giving people $25,000, or remember, to convert their basements,
Yeah, yeah, and
but you couldn't charge more than $1,000 rent.
yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work in where we have high rents today, and then we have the infrastructure to support that is destroyed through the LTB. So no, that program doesn't work. That's not going to get initiative for people to convert part of their homes on that at all. That
No,
that
that's the problem. Like I had a
if
lot of
they
people,
had if they had to that point though, if they had support, if they had, you know what, we're going to pump in $50 million to fix this landlord tenant board across municipalities,
yeah.
across provinces. Okay. Okay. We're going to have faster, we're going to have, a 3 week deadline to get in front of adjudicate. We're going to have okay. People would say, okay, I'd do that because there's a lot of vacancies right now that people are refusing to rent out their base. There's thousands of them. People,
Thousands.
this community that says, I got a basement apartment, but I'm not even thinking of renting it out with what's going on in the LTB. That impacts housing, affordable housing. It impacts it. Because that
Well, for
basement could
sure.
be what, 1,500 bucks. That's rent, mom and dad and child maybe could
Yeah.
live. That's affordable, but it's not happening. So, why don't they look at, putting some incentives and fixing the problem, the root causes of what's going on? Not just, oh, we're gonna go build and build and build and build. Oh, okay.
No, you know what? I'm with you too. Even they plan to remove the GST on the purchase of a new home under $1 million. But the problem is, Mark, it's built in anyway.
You're it's yeah, it's built in on top of the cost, but you can't say it's built in the price in it because when you get the statement adjustments, it's broken down for you.
Yeah.
Okay, the property was 650. Oh, we back up to HST. Oh, now I'm making this up. 600. Okay, so your GST component is $50,000. I just made all that up. That's how it's shown in the statement. So you are paying. It's not built into the price. We see it on there. Yeah, we see it on there. Great. It's built in. But when you say that, so you're still paying the tax. I went through this with my condo.
Yeah.
Same thing. I got a rebate of $24,000 back from it. I paid 48. Think, okay. So I paid massive taxes on my place. I still paid it, right? And
Well,
this should be on want to help out with, again, we're not seeing new homes that are being built. We're seeing condo projects that have been started years ago and have been sold out, and we're seeing more and more coming on the market all the time.
yes. And the other thing I see too is that with the interest rate so high and the cost of buying the property so high, the rent has to be a certain amount.
For sure, for sure, for sure. That's why I really feel a program like this will not work and help out if we're going. This isn't going to get done. This is a campaign promise that means nothing to me and to the viewers should take this with a grain of salt because I don't think this is ever going to come to fruition. One from the
Well,
cost
my
structures
my problem is,
plan.
where are they going to get all this money?
Oh, they got money.
Yeah, but they're also going to lose money on all the tax incentives and billions of dollars. So we're just going more and more in the hole, no?
I think there's a need for it. I really think there's a need, but let's go small. Let's look at the root causes. We've done videos on, these mom and pop landlords that just refuse to rent out their basements or rent out condos. We've done videos of going, hey, Ford, remember we did a video last year, 12 months ago on condos. 48 of them, 48% of them on the market were vacant. It's massive.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like,
Massive. We need to fix the root causes of what's causing them to be vacant, what's causing people not to rent out their properties today. We know why. We see it. Investors know why. They're
well, I
not
don't understand why they keep going on this huge, gigantic housing crisis when we have so many vacant properties that it's not even funny.
should be we do have a crisis with affordability. That we do. But is this going to fix it? Modular homes. Where are they going to be built? Are they going to be built in a big city like Barrie, surrounding Simcoe County area? Where?
I'm gonna Google federal how
Federal.
much land does the federal government own?
Well, see what it says. I don't think you'll get much, but we'll see. So
Oh,
27.4%.
hold on, in Canada, because I think this is the states. Oh, well, this helps. Okay. 89% of Canada's land area is crown land, which may either be federal, which is 41%, or provincial 48%. The remaining 11% is privately owned.
And we don't know what kind of lands too. We don't know. We got lots of
Well, hold
parks,
on.
a little bit like that could be used for building. This is
Yeah, but they're saying I'm trying to find it here somewhere. Um, one of them said most of it's in like frickin' Alaska.
well, this is the point. Where is it? Where's the federal? So punch in there. Is there federal land in Barrie, Ontario that could be used for housing? Just put that in and see what
Okay.
happens. Right?
Yeah.
It would just be curious because this just came out. We really have no information on it. We just thought it'd be great information to do a video on it and give some opinions. And one part I didn't like what he talked about, the average person needs 4 to 6 years to save for a down payment. No, if that person is paying market rents, it's like 20 years. That's why the setback with the younger demographic today, their home ownership views are so small because they will never be able to afford a home at these market rents. They're right. They're right. They will be 4 to 6 years if you live with your parents. So this is the thing.
I just found a map, but Ontario, um, see, it says the bulk of the federal government's lands are in the vast northern territories where crown lands are vested in federal rather than territorial government. So I'm not even getting anything.
This is where it's kind of dicey, right? Did you punch in for Barry?
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't come up at all.
No, because it's hard to say this. So where is this going to take place? Right? You need a variety then. You would need provincial, municipality to be all on board with this and to work together on this, right?
Yeah.
This is just not someone start small. Let's fix some key issues that are going on across this country with, higher rents, housing crisis are affordable. Yeah, yeah, let's tackle that problem. Let's invest into the landlord tenant board in Ontario to fix some of the issues and get some of these investors back. We're going to help work with these people to get their, get more available supply in the market because we do need that. Even though we see a lot of supply on a real estate board, yeah, there's a bit of supply these days. There's more, rents are coming down a bit, but they're still high. The cost of living is too high. And to me, this is a really sore spot for the young demographic, which I really believe that the Liberals are going after because they're missing that piece. They've lost total faith and confidence in them. They think they'll never own a home.
Well, and it's really hard to like, oh,
These, yeah, you're not going to find any information on it. I didn't
no,
think you would.
no. Like there's maps, but only for New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and British Columbia.
You're not going to, you know,
This is crazy.
you're not going to find anything,
Well, it's the federal government, Mark.
right?
Did you think it was going to be easy to find out anything with these,
Well,
right?
yeah,
Oh, so see here, look. I got a map. I got a map, Mark.
yeah.
So can we just put in an address?
I don't know. Try it out.
So about
Let's see, looking
homes.
for town, city, park. So put a town of Crown Lounge. Put in Barrie.
Where do you see that?
Top here,
Oh,
there. This is Crown. This is provincial. Oh, doesn't work. Items appear after you perform a valid task. Let's put
so what do you
Barrie.
tell me? There is none there.
I don't know. Just hit now. No results to display. Okay. Put Richmond Hill. I wish one of the reporters would have called them, Uncle, where's this federal land for municipalities? Because people are going to want to be in a community, Dan. They're not going to want to live in hunt camps in rural areas,
Well, that's my whole issue.
right? This is the thing. Put North Bay.
Well, that's what I just tried to do.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I tried to do. I'm trying to zoom in. I put in Thunder Bay, which I'm sure there is some there.
Yeah, northern.
Yeah, she's useless.
Yeah, no. So it's going to be hard to say that, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, between getting all of the municipalities on board,
Provincially and municipalities, yes.
yeah, so you need all the municipalities, you need the provincial government on board. And then if it's going to be all modular, like I don't know where the hell you're going to build them because there's no land around here.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Like if we do some rezoning, that could help out some people. But you know how tight we'll give Ormondante it is. You can't build a shed. And how many, we see people there with 50, acres, 60, 70, 80 acres. Yeah, you can build a shop, you can have this, you can have your hobby farm for small, but you're not building 20 homes on this property.
There's no services, there's no water, there's no sewers, there's nothing.
Right. So this is the thing. Like, I don't know. To me, it was just this again. I don't want to get too political on this, but I just think that we should really look at where we are today in the housing inform what we're seeing in the market today. Is people going to think, oh, great, that's going to happen. It's going to lower home prices are going to come down. I really think home prices are not coming down. I think
Well,
they're coming down in a sense that people are sitting there waiting on the market. That I know they're going to drop. They're going to drop this. Everyone's losing their job. We're not seeing that. We're seeing stuff. We're seeing consistently sales year over year being the same flat. We're seeing an abundance of inventory. We're seeing that. And we're seeing a small fraction sell because that's the stuff that is properly priced. And we
well,
tried doing this over 2 years. And finally, after 5 months, a home sells after they go, well, we tried it, even though everyone told us that the price is too high. Like,
Well, the other thing is he's saying that houses will be 20% cheaper. So, Mark, would you,
how would it be cheaper?
because they're modular homes.
That's one. Yeah, and you're living in Cochrane, Moosonee. We can build in Moosonee pretty
Yeah, I
cheap.
know. Yeah, I
Build
know.
up there.
And my other issue is like, would you on a mortgage, how much is 20% of the mortgage?
What do you mean?
Well, like, how much more would you spend the $20,000 or 20% more to live in a normal home?
I don't even think it's about spending 20% more in a normal home. People are going to want to be in a community. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think it has to do with, the more. I mean, I don't. I think if they had a better plan or make affordable rentals and give some of these developers some initiative to build, housing, affordable housing for that, yeah, and give them some tax breaks, yeah, yeah, maybe that could help out. But
But we're still looking at the rental market.
right, and then he's talked about the rental market, but where's the person that wants to say, I'm just done university, I can't afford $1 million home. Let's be honest, something decent's a million in a lot of communities in central and southern Ontario. Up north, you buy the city, but down here you don't. So, I just don't think that there's better ways to help that people, who want to get into home ownership. There's better options than building. We're going to build homes and we're going to build 500,000. Really? Oh, okay. We're changing our greenlands to all this now. Or that was the talk of the town a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
How'd that work out? Hmm. It didn't.
How about just giving incentives and changing the way the infrastructure is for borrowing?
How about, hey, let's take out the stress test so people can make it easier. Take that barrier down so they can get into home ownership.
That's
What
what
about
I
that?
mean.
Let's get rid of that.
That's what
Effective
I
today,
mean.
we're done it.
Change the lending rules. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's low 5%. Well, it's already 5%, but great. Let's put in 40 year. Again, I get so many. Oh, you're telling people 40 years, blah, 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 blah. I'll tell you 40 years. That 40-year amortization product that came back out, came out in 2005, 2004, was the most popular mortgage product ever seen because it got people into homes. It's about the debt ratio.
That's right.
All it is. That's no different than what the car dealers do today. You
Yeah.
want this brand new GMC truck? It's 120 grand, but your payment's $750. We just amortize over 12 years now.
Yeah, I
And
know.
your months, but they've kept changing with the times. As the
Yeah.
product moved up, the lending group had to follow with it. So people got into that. And the people go, oh, so I was in that product. I made a couple hundred grand on my house over 10 years on it. And that was in a flat kind of slow appreciation. I made money in a 40-year hammer. I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to get into that bigger home in that neighborhood. Numbers worked. Numbers didn't work at 25 years, but they sure worked at 40.
Well, this is the thing. As long as you can afford it, get you in. If you hold it long enough, you're going to make something.
You are. That's the thing. It will build wealth. Yes, a lot of it went to interest. Yes. But I was 35 years old. Would I care about it? Would I do that today? No, because I wouldn't need to. But when I was 35 years old, sign me up today for that program. Great. I got the neighborhood I want. I got the school zone for my daughter. Beautiful neighborhood. Sign me up today for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But there's more than one way to skin a cat, and modular homes don't seem like the answer to me, but
I just don't think they're the answer. There's not enough details in this. I wish they would have drilled him more on that.
I know.
Not going to bring down home costs. It's not.
No,
It's going to drive the manufacturing modular homes. Yeah, they must be sitting pretty happy, but this may never come to fruition. This may
no.
never. Where's the land coming from? But anyway, I think we wrapped it up about that.
Perfect.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.